A busy man like you shouldn't take so much time to get his thoughts together.
You better damn well call your guns off, so help me, or I'll have you locked up so long, you'll think you and Jesse James Skeleton are identical twins. You can't hide forever, you madman. All I had to do was look to the nearest grimiest area to find a snake like you.
When will you use a different word other than snake?
When you take the knife out my back.
Are you off your medication again?
Are you still an alcoholic? You, goddamn you, instructed your handlers to lie to me on a daily basis, telling me you weren't there. I was not going to stop calling your office or looking for you until I had a chance to rip into you.
What? What are you talking about, Douglas? Are you going to tell me finally?
You might be able to fool those who need you. People who have their hands stuck out. But I'm not one of them. My home was destroyed. You sent a couple of hard luck bums to deter my family and I from winning the war. I'm sick of your underhanded attacks.
Don't begin to look at me for this. I was busy working. Something you and Sophia should try doing right. For a change.
Bullshit, you can kiss my behind. With all of that. And you didn't have enough backbone to carry it out yourself.
You saw them?
You know what they look like.
I understand. You ended up in jail.
It was you. You're sad, greedy, hateful, devious, and jealous of the way the community and country respond to us.
Wrong.
You're the biggest goddamn lie on the planet.
Did you catch who did it?
No, you smug son of a bitch. You were responsible.
Then I should be the one in jail, right?
I wouldn't believe you. Even if your rotten tongue came notarized.
Douglas. You fucked around. Till you found out.
Cold-blooded is what you think you are. Try again.
Very good. Who else can you do?
Anybody who threatens my family will be executed by me personally.
Are you looking around for your nerve?
Don't worry. I got plenty to make you regret this non-stop vendetta you have against Duma Oil.
You will not find what it takes to distinguish me. You are not built like me.
You won't find your dignity either. Some bully probably stomped it out when you were at the tender age of 15.
This is sad.
Then stop the foolery, Richard.
Why don't you tell jokes? For a living, since the oil industry, for you, is one big joke.
Talking about your childhood's a sensitive topic, I understand.
No. These meetings you insist on having, they bore the hell out of me.
Fess up to what you did. A real man does.
I don't have all day for this pointless encounter. Yet again. You don't see this as nonsense.
Fuck what you don't have. Richard, you're going to pay for what you did.
In case you refuse to live in reality, I'm number one. It's pointless to bring harm to people who are now non-existent. You really don't matter, since you're here to talk shit. And not how we could bring change and prosperity to our people.
Interesting. How do you quantify this in a way I can see this happening without strife? What does it look like? You seem to be doing everything to work against the American people. Face it.
Don't you see? Even though my company has substantial more leases than yours. If we join forces right now, the entire world still won't be able to fuck with our products, our manpower, and movement.
And yet again, get bit by the most dangerous snake of all.
The most dangerous snake, Douglas, is opposition.
It's you. Because you don't play fair. You want everything for yourself. No. I won't join forces with you.
I believe you were the one who recognized this isn't checkers we're playing.
Your business dealings are still questionable at best. I don't care what you've acquired at this point.
Truly unfortunate.
We're being smart. You don't know what you're talking about.
We. As in you and your wife.
That's right, we're a team, something you ought to try. Instead of operating a dictatorship that ultimately destroys the people you love. Women deserve more than sex, gifts, and whatever else you think rewards for their monumental contribution.
You pander to women very well. Write a moist book.
Maybe I should.
Look, you have more problems to worry about than I do. Wise up. Get on board.
So, let's get back on topic. Shall we?
I never left it.
Young men like you set us back farther than you think.
You sound ridiculous.
It's not enough to get your moneyless, broke, misfit employees to ransack my family's home, but you want me to join you on a crusade of unethical treachery. Get real.
Hear me out.
Go on.
There are so many of your kind out there. Not understanding this is about coming together. Keeping others out of our business. Like they do our people every step of the way. Taking what's rightfully ours. Melanoid empowerment. I told you this before, as you barged into my office, screaming. Like a woman.
Entirely your opinion. Do you still believe in the media? That they are indeed in fact reliable sources to report the truth?
Unbelievable.
They do a number on you, your family, and so-called oil company dominating the industry.
I never knew you were this gullible and ignorant.
Same back at you, buddy.
Reverse psychology. It's a glorious and essential tool of survival and getting desired results in just about every facet of life. Thinking ahead.
You don't teach me. I teach you.
It alternates circumstances in your favor, which otherwise may not have been the case. Especially when old people demand to waste your time.
You're not a scholar, Richard. Try again.
When your main objective and goal is to acquire success, wealth, respect, and power. I have every one of them. You don't.
And you'll step on your own parents and children to keep it. That's your MO.
You can lead a horse to water.
And some horses are backstabbish, grimy, low down and diabolical. You can't get them to do shit. So, the American citizens, people around the world, they see you in action.
Douglas, you went to the media and told many people I was a beggar. I borrowed. Stole pennies off a dead man's eyes. It was never true. That was your journey. Not mine.
Fabrication and lies. I did better than you.
I don't think so. And certainly not anymore. Since you refuse to admit the truth. If you think I don't know you're out there trying to sabotage Goldman Oil, you're wrong.
Never.
But you forget a few things. People need to survive, take care of their families, maintain jobs and health care, livelihood, and money. Fucking talks.
It sure does. Bill Morgan. He works for you. He's only concerned about himself. He'll sink you in the long run. Get rid of this four-eyed disloyal cretin or you'll be sorry. Be smart.
50% of the planet wear glasses. Look in the mirror.
Regardless. He goes wherever he can eat for him and his family. You can't trust him.
You're speaking from experience?
No.
Your lack of eye contact suggests otherwise. With that being the case, I understand. This upsets you greatly. I bought more media apparatus. Literally. Bill will no longer assist you with your special corporate needs.
And he threw his 29-year journalism career down the toilet for you. And thank you. Thanks for telling the information to the recorder I'm wearing.
This entire property you're standing on, I own it. I sat idly by, watching the screen, as my security violently shook you down. For weapons and gadgets. Stop bluffing. You look stupid when you do that.
You didn't do your homework. I own property and large assets too. So, unscramble your brain. And maybe we can come to a resolution instead of getting at each other like wild animals. Also, Jasmine should wise up. You're only going to drag her down a path of turmoil and regret.
You don't know what you're talking about. However, most women settle. Your wife's no exception.
Go straight to hell, Richard, and quit trotting before you get what you're begging for.
And you ought to pay people on time. Stop ripping them off. People aren't stupid. I don't care what you do. But they badmouth you at networking events. A person gets sick of hearing the same topics repeatedly.
Richard, you're the same man who gave people the impression your father drank himself to death, when the man's very much alive. You are no one to trust.
Jasmine.
Mr. Goldman.
You look beautiful as always.
Thank you. Dressing nice is a form of good manners.
Yes, indeed. I hope you weren't waiting long.
Longer than I would like, but I pretty much know how things go around here.
You don't have the slightest clue you're not my age yet. So, what's wrong with Richard's personal assistant? She's psycho. I see now. When stress builds up, I always let a young tenderoni give me back massages and do my eyebrows. It was disastrous when I looked in the mirror. Richard never said a word. I have a thing for young women I can't shake.
Valencia. She's no more than an office secretary who handles corporate duties we instruct her to do. I get the personal, sensitive things my husband needs. Not her.
If that's what it is.
Absolutely. So, it's been a while, I had to come see you. How are you doing?
Man. I tell you, folks are lost and dazed. I had to get out of Dodge. This court show was messing with my blood pressure.
Why?
I was incredibly disgusted with this young woman. I left the TV lounge because of her constant ridiculous nonsense.
Why am I not surprised? You hate it when you go in public and the public is there. You and Richard are so much alike.
Judge Tanya Ackert is one of the most treasonist Benedict Arnold Oreos in the history of black judges.
You have to relax, you're getting yourself upset all over again, it's not worth it.
Of course it is. if it means exposing these imposters. But they don't make it easy around here to relax. I tried many times. Are you serious?
If I don't ask more questions, you're going to tell me more of what's bothering you. The job of a daughter-in-law's never done.
You already know I'm too old to bite my tongue.
I sure do. I remember, and Richard sends his love. He'll be by soon as he's free from meetings.
Which of course he never takes a break. And will only find something else to do. And let my son know I don't need crazy Joe Williams taking me places like I'm some cripple. Man, please.
I'll let him know.
Good. Now, as I was saying about this judge, who doesn't have an ounce of dignity, going against her people, for white acceptance, that doesn't even exist. She's lightning speed, jumps to the defense of whites, quick to condemn her own, and refuse to see racism.
I'm aware many of us do not live in reality. And it's incredibly unfortunate. Me and Richard, we see eye to eye. Believe me.
Good.
However, why are you telling me all of this? I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude.
Too late. Man, oh man. When will we rise from the slumber? Wow. I'm starting to sound like Joe. Can you believe that? Your problem is you never woke up. You've been sleeping since college.
Excuse me.
Never mind.
You could have changed the channel. Simple. You don't need this.
Point taken. But it was unbelievable. She's done this too many times to count. Judge Mathis is on this list too.
You do realize I always have work. Your son seems to pile on my plate every chance he gets. And my time's limited.
It's so crystal clear. These black judges, carrying out white agendas, and holding up the status quo. They're despicable. Not people to look up to. People to frown on. I can't stomach looking at them, let alone tolerate the garbage they spew, calling it law.
I totally get it.
So, how are you and Richard holding up in all of this?
What do you mean?
Do you think your secret is safe?
Secret. I'm not sure what you're getting at. And I don't like what you're implying.
Is that so?
Mr. Goldman. I've gone through a lot. More than you know.
My son rules with an iron fist. Doesn't he?
Richard needs to be worried about me. Not the other way around.
What do you think I'm asking, since you're the one with many degrees?
I don't know.
Don't you now?
The women in your family are just as savvy and smart, I'm sure. But the Goldman men, you're extremely complex, but not enough that I'm unable to deal with you accordingly.
Tell me more.
You and Richard, and the men in your camp, are far too brilliant, cunning, intelligent, for diverse environments for your survival and reproduction of sorts.
Yes. Our unpredictability has made exceptional financial moves, to this day, unprecedented.
I'm reminded constantly. And that's fine. My life's set up just the way I like it. More than you'll ever know.
I bet. I always said policymakers would never follow the Goldman blueprint, because we would shake things up in a way they couldn't handle or recover from.
Your son's doing that right now. He's a force to be reckoned. I'm extremely proud of him. You raised a great man. You deserve to know this.
Jasmine. He really does love you.
How do you know?
A father. He knows his children.
Do you feel you're partly responsible for the way he conducts in our marriage and treats me?
I don't know what goes on, despite what you might think he tells me. But true colors of a person's character is shown in front of their so-called friends, partners, when they're drunk or mad.
What exactly are you saying?
Do you really think I give a shit about what people think of me and my parenting skills?
You should.
Forget it. I don't let fear, or anyone, control me.
Would your son have still married me if I couldn't make him a rich man?
Sweetheart, I think you know the answer to that question. Doesn't mean you don't possess great qualities, because you absolutely do. Richard's a chip off the old block, but would like to think of himself as a trailblazer. He's powerful, his own man. A stern boss, in every sense of the word.
And he doesn't mind hurting me when he's stressed. I'm his wife, I have feelings.
There's a heavy price to pay to be on top. Running shit throughout this country.
Sharing is caring, is that it?
It sure as hell ain't crazy talk. What can you do? It's like what happens during a motorcycle accident, when your head and legs separate from your body. A helmet and knee pads aren't going to help you. Now will they? Pointless.
Very true.
And it's definitely not venting to church people. They take your money. You get nothing in return.
Richard didn't marry me because I was religious.
I'm aware. I taught him every trick in the Goldman Handbook.
Look. You have to change your thinking. Or you'll repeat your experiences. Richard loves you too.
Of course he does. I made him into the man he is today.
You mentioned me keeping a secret.
I didn't mean anything by it. Unless there's something you'd like to confess.
By the way, not a soul in sight. Where's everyone?
Guess as good as mine.
From the looks of things, kind of creepy around here, sis, if you ask me.
I know what you mean. I was thinking the same. It's got me baffled as well. Like we're in a horror movie or something.
And the killer's just waiting for us behind those cloths and merchandise.
Thanks for meeting me.
No problem, I have time to spare. Anyway, someone get killed or what? Do you smell that?
Not really.
Girlfriend, your nose must be broken.
As I was saying, they have several sworn affidavits, signed by witnesses legitimizing the truth of what the guy tried to keep secret.
Taylor, to be so young, you're so intelligent, skilled, hardworking, and talented.
Thanks. My parents have a lot to do with it. Especially the college I attend, and all of the responsibilities they give me at Dumas Oil. Sis, I really appreciate you seeing me. Thank you.
Don't forget you're an entrepreneur and the best damn popcorn ticket girl the movie industry has ever seen. That's the real tea, girl.
I appreciate you. And, Stormy, no one's life's perfect. Not even mine.
Sometimes I think I talk about my personal life a little too much. You're such a good friend to me.
Word to the wise, we wouldn't be friends if you didn't possess the same qualities. Seriously.
Well. In that case, thanks.
Sure.
Anyway, that guy who tried to get away with murder. My mother knew the family before I was born. On another note, I'm definitely going to need something under 900 calories today pronto.
You look great, you're totally good.
Between me and you, I'm sticking to this regimen. This one has special properties at night, if you know what I mean.
No, tell me.
You're a mess.
Honey, you need help.
I suppose we both do. Life's short. Wear that dress. Go after the man. Slap that hater.
Violence, Stormy, my goodness.
If the situation calls for it.
You're a quirky girl. One of a kind.
One of the reasons why we get each other, and that's pretty damn fantastic.
High five on that note, I guess.